Can Jews weigh in on Jesus? Why not? We weigh in on everything else. And of course, there's the Bethlehem question. Every December, millions sing about it. Nativity scenes reenact it. Tourists line up to see it. Bethlehem, a little town with a very big reputation. But here's the question historians whisper, sometimes nervously, sometimes loudly. Was the historical Jewish Jesus really born in Bethlehem of Judea, or somewhere else entirely? It's time we separate theology from history, tradition from text, and myth from method. And yes, this is a Jewish story set firmly in the Jewish world of the late Second Temple period. So let's begin. Why does Bethlehem matter so much? Bethlehem isn't just a postcard town. In Jewish tradition, it's loaded. Bethlehem is the city of David, the hometown of Israel's ideal king, the place tied directly to messianic expectation. The prophet Micah famously declares,
"And you, O Bethlehem of Ephrath, least among the clans of Judah, from you one shall come forth to rule Israel for me, one whose origin is from of old, from ancient times."
By the 1st century, this verse was widely understood in Jewish circles as messianic. So, if you're claiming someone is the Messiah, and you're writing to a Jewish audience, you want Bethlehem on the resume. Which brings us to our earliest sources. What do the Gospels actually say? Here's where things get interesting and a little awkward. Only 2 Gospels mention Jesus' birth at all, Matthew and Luke, and they don't tell the same story.
In Matthew's version, Jesus is born in Bethlehem. Full stop. No census, no journey, no stable logistics. Mary and Joseph appear to already live there. Later, they flee to Egypt. Then, only later, do they relocate to Nazareth. Matthew's goal is clear. Jesus fulfills prophecy. Bethlehem equals David. David equals Messiah.
Now, Luke's version. You see, Luke has a very different challenge.
Jesus is from Nazareth. Everyone knows this. So Luke invents a reason to get him to Bethlehem, a Roman census that requires people to travel to their ancestral hometown. Joseph, of the house of David, goes to Bethlehem. Jesus is born there. Mission accomplished.
Except, historians start raising eyebrows. After all, there's the census problem, a big one. Luke links Jesus' birth to a census under Quirinius, governor of Syria. What's the problem? Well, that census is historically dated to 6 CE. But Herod the Great, who appears in Matthew's birth story, died in 4 BCE. You can't have both. They're at least 10 years apart. And there's another issue. Roman censuses did not require people to travel to ancestral towns from 1,000 years earlier. Rome taxed where you lived, not where your great-great-great-great-grandfather herded sheep. In short, Luke's census works theologically, but it collapses historically. Then there's the elephant in the room, Nazareth. Now, let's talk about the town nobody wants to talk about, Nazareth. Every independent tradition we have, Christian and non-Christian, knows Jesus as Jesus of Nazareth. He's not Jesus of Bethlehem, not Jesus of Jerusalem, not Jesus of David's city. Nazareth, a tiny Galilean village. No messianic pedigree, no royal associations, no prophecy attached. And here's the historian's rule of thumb. If a tradition is awkward, it's probably early. If it's polished, it's probably later. Calling the Messiah Jesus of Nazareth is not ideal, which suggests that Nazareth wasn't invented. It was inherited. And what about Paul? Let's check our earliest Christian author, Paul the Apostle.
Paul writes in the 50s CE. That's decades earlier than the Gospels. Paul talks about Jesus' crucifixion, his resurrection, his Davidic lineage. But Paul never mentions Bethlehem. Not once. Not even when it would help.
That silence is loud. If Bethlehem were universally a known historical fact, then Paul missed a golden opportunity. There's also Jewish expectations and creative theology that we need to talk about. Here's where things click. Early Jewish followers of Jesus believed that he was the Messiah, that he was descended from David, that he fulfilled Scripture. But there was a problem. Everyone knew him as Galilean. So what do? You don't change Jesus. You change the birth story. But that's not a deception. That was Jewish interpretive theology, the same culture that gave us Midrash, for example. Matthew anchors Jesus in prophecy. Luke anchors him in world history. Different methods, same goal. Bethlehem becomes the theological birthplace. Nazareth remains the historical hometown. So, was Jesus really born in Bethlehem? From a historian's standpoint, using the same methods applied to Caesar, Herod, or Hillel the Elder, the answer is probably not. The strongest historical conclusion is Jesus was born in or near Nazareth. He was known throughout his life as a Galilean. Bethlehem traditions emerge later to align Jesus with messianic expectation. That doesn't make the story meaningless. It makes it revealing. It shows us how early Jewish believers understood Scripture, kingship, and hope. Now, why does this question still matter? This isn't about debunking Christmas. It's about understanding history honestly. The Jewish Jesus wasn't less Jewish if he wasn't born in Bethlehem. He was more Jewish, rooted in Galilee, shaped by village life, fluent in the hopes and frustrations of ordinary Jews under Rome. Bethlehem tells us what people believed about Jesus. Nazareth tells us where he came from. And sometimes, history lives in that tension. So, next time you see a nativity scene, remember, you're looking at theology, not a birth certificate. And theology in the ancient Jewish world was never about geography alone. It was about meaning.